second. Okay, so welcome back to the land of Chult. So some misadventures, it is safe to say, which cost you the companionship of Arcus, who is now a burnt crisp. You did have a discussion about who would want done with their bodies, which you all have recorded. So you decided to forsake any thought of going back to see Nanny Poo Poo, at least in this case. And you're making your way to the heart of Uptow, where you have a suspicion that, what's his name? Completely blanked on his name. Who's your
Artemis.
Artemis.
Artemis Cinder.
Artemis
there you
Cinder,
go.
yes. Artemis Cinder was perhaps in the heart of Uptow. Thanks to the sage type, snake type thing that you mentioned, that you met, who also gave Mr. Rock a mission in return for lifting the curse. He has to make his way all the way down here to Omu to take out the Vlasnasi, who the Naga serpent prophet thought was responsible for the death curse. So, Rak has a mission to do, but you felt it prudent to go to the heart of Uptow first, perhaps get some lowdown on Artis Simber. And as you're just approaching on the heart of the Uptow, of the Aldani Basin, you were accosted by several Aldani. Now, according to Inyoka, at least, this was highly unusual for numerous reasons. One, the interactions that have been talked about with the Aldani have been very peaceful. They're not known for a warring race. Like, their philosophy is bribe first, well, hide first. If hiding doesn't work, then bribe your way out of the situation. And only after those two situations have failed, I guess they could run away as well, combat would be used as a last option. But nevertheless, you were attacked by, on the right map? Yes, by these very aggressive Aldani. This guy, this guy here, apparently Peter the leader, and is telling his buddies to take out these wretched Shermans. And things were just starting to come to blows when this female lobster folk, as you can see from the art, it is literally seems to be almost a human being encased in this lobster form. You can make out her face, which looks typically of the darker skinned Chult people, but her eyes are unusual. They're still on the lobster type stalks. And as you come to blows, she approached over the top of this cliff and she said, "Stop! Stop! What is this madness?" And for some reason, all these very brutish people, they kind of put down their swords and kind of look to each other. So as yet, unnamed mighty band of adventurers, what would you like to do?
Just swat away those flies, man. I can't concentrate.
There's a lot of flies around, it's true.
I'll call out. Who are you?
I am Cora. And this is not the way of the Eldani. Oh, sorry, just get my notes up. Always got to have the notes. Oops. I'll take one of those. And we'll bring that. Oops. Okay, so getting organized. Ah, sorry, I forgot, completely lost the track of thought now. So she says, "Stop this madness! This is not the way of the Aldani. Put down your weapons!" What do you say?
I'm gonna say. So she says, Cora. It's like, I am K2, and we mean you no harm. We were just passing through.
I must apologize for these brutes. Kutu, you know better, do you not? And this rather large Aldani says, Your ways are flawed, Cora. It is time the Aldani stopped hiding in the waters and take back what is ours. And Cora says, you know, this is not the way. We are a peaceful tribe. You dishonor us all. And he kind of glances around. He glances around at Rock, Carrick, everybody around you. And he says, to hell with this. This isn't over, Cora. And he stomps away down the river, splashing, swimming. And he's out of sight. And Cora jumps down from the bank and says, once again, I must apologize. I don't know if you people are familiar with the Aldani or the Aldani Basin, but we are quite a peace-loving people. We don't meddle in the affairs of others. We just try to survive. So, mate, I apologize on the behalf of the Aldani.
Well, thank you, Cora. The other ones that left, they mentioned that take back what is yours. Did something get taken from your people?
Something was taken from our people. I guess it'd be fair to say our dignity was taken away. I mean, we once walked the earth like... I don't know if you look politically human at the moment. Like humans used to do. But we were cursed, and we lived like this. Most of us have accepted our fate and our limitations, and she holds up her claws. Like, we have the memory of using hands, and we have the brains to use hand, but with these claws, our structure, our society is very limited. And it is a thinking of Kutu that it is time we stop hiding in the shadows. Maybe we can't create these things ourselves, but if we subjugate others, perhaps they can make it for us. And that is what Kutu's philosophy is, and in a very real sense, he's tearing the Aldani apart. But forgive me, I talk too much about myself. What are your names?
Well, I am K2, and I'll let everybody else introduce themselves.
I am
Nyoka.
Man of few words, I like it. What about the Dragonborns?
They're very quiet.
I am my name is Rock. I get in trouble when I speak too much, so I'm trying to learn.
Well, the only way to get better at something, in my experience, is to practice. So perhaps you could answer for me, Carrick. What the hell are you doing here?
Well, we're we're looking for a human. Perhaps you know this human. We're looking for Artis Ember.
That name is not familiar to me, I'm afraid. And as I said, we're traditionally a very insular people. Perhaps this artist symbol came this way, and we missed them. So what were you thinking? You just find him in the swamp?
No, we were given direction to find this person, and so we're kind of on our way. I forgot the name of the city that we're on.
We're heading to the heart of Uptow.
Uptown. There you go.
Oh, the heart of Uptow. You don't say. I think I might have some shared mutual interest, shall we say, in the heart of Uptow. But this is not the place to talk about it. Perhaps if you'd be so kind to accompany me to our village. And once again, I apologize for Kutu. It is not our way. We are a peace-loving people.
I'm going to. Well, I guess Inyoka has already. Well, actually, do we know, or just Inyoka knows that these are peaceful people?
You could make a history check if you like, K2. First roll for
Sure.
the night.
Hey, here we go.
Did you travel to Cholt, or were you here to begin with?
I traveled to Cholt.
Yeah, I'm going to say with the 16, you don't know. I mean, the fact that these are very insular, news barely gets out of the area that they're in, let alone to places further abroad.
I probably would try to incite her as she's saying we're a peaceful people as well.
Sure, insight away,
Okay.
mate.
All right. There we go.
Well, you know that you saw her literally break up a fight. So you know two things. Number one, even though these people have strong philosophical disagreements with her, they still listen to her, and she did break up a fight. She stopped the violence. So you think she's saying truthful when she's in a peace level peeping. And at this point, Salida piped up and says, "Well, Inoku, we had problems last time we trusted something. I can't help but think it'd be a little rude if we didn't consult with you. So, Nyoka, what do you think?"
Cora, time short. Must move fast. Why Kutu angry?
Kutu is angry because he does not like... He is tired of being Aldani. He is tired of being peaceful. He is tired of hiding in the shadows. He wants to take Aldani's out of the shadows, out of the shallow water, and basically get people to do the work he knows it needs to be done. Like, if you see our village, you'll see it's very basic. And once again, she holds up these rather pathetic claws. As I said, we have the memory of hands and the knowledge of hands, but we don't literally have hands. So Kutu's solution is, to embrace who we are, to bring people under our control. We can tell them what to do. So he's out to impose the Eldani rules on the creatures he considers lesser beings. I noticed there's only Salida, I think your name was, is the only human here, it seems. But the rest of you, any humanoid, shall we say, with any type of intelligence, he wants to enslave them. And I think that's wrong. But I still carry some authority in the village, so yes, it is not a long play that he is doing. So while he's angry, he's upset, if he is to achieve everything that he wishes to achieve, it is going to take a long time. So be cautious of him, Minyoka, but I guess do not fear him.
Your people nice. Must get to heart of Ubtao. Friend in trouble, need help.
Well, as I said, I think perhaps I have business myself at the heart of Uptow. But once again, I don't think this is the place to talk about it. But if you wish, we can return to my village. It's about an hour to the east.
So it's Inyoka. It would be on the path we're heading. What do you think? I mean, I think I definitely don't want to push this since my last effort was a trap. But I feel this could be different.
What you inciting there, Jimmy?
I was trying to incite her to see if she was being genuine.
Ah, I mean, you do know that they're generally considered peaceful, and yeah, she seems okay. You're not picking up any bad juju about her. Though I will say that K2, when she mentioned she had business at the heart of Uptown, she's very hesitant to tell you about it. It might be because you're out in the open and she said she didn't want to talk out in the open, or it might be something else. But as far as the
Okay.
peace side of things, she's coming up trumps.
All right. I'll just keep
Not
that to
spend
myself. I'll keep that
not
to
spend
myself.
much.
Okay.
What was that, Jimmy?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I just said I was gonna keep that information to myself. That
There's something slightly
no,
odd about
I
her heart
want
of
to.
Uptown, but okay, Inyoka.
Not stay long. If we go, must talk fast, and we leave.
Agree.
I say that. I say that to her.
Well, I understand, and I appreciate it. As I said, my village is an hour to the east, and I believe you're basically heading in an easterly direction if you want to get to the heart of Uptown. So, let's make haste. And she starts heading off to the east, leading you. Do you guys follow?
Yep. I'll follow.
Yep, totally.
Okay. On the way there, Selena kind of hangs back a little bit, and she says, Karak, might I have a quick word with you? If you are interested, I suggest you unmute your microphone. Karak.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
That's all right. So on the way there, Selena pulls you aside as you're making the way to Cora's village. And she says, Karak, I've been meaning to have a word with you for a little bit. I have some questions to ask you, if that is all right.
Oh, sure. What kind of questions might I be able to answer?
Well, you shared before that you had some history with artist Simba. What do you plan to do if you meet up with him? What do you do? Do you fall on your knees, beg for forgiveness? Do you expect him to attack you? What do you think will happen? What do you want to happen?
Well, I do not think I'm in his favor. I would like to regain that favor and make up for the wrong that I did. And I don't know. She doesn't know the story at all. So I recount the story to her, telling her I slipped away in the night and some of my party was killed, and I'm responsible for that. So he may be hostile toward me, and I'm hoping that the party will be able to make amends.
Well, that is something fairly serious, Karak. I mean, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but what you did was very cowardly and led to the deaths of people I assume was close to Artis. Is that a fair summary?
That is a fair summary, yes.
Now, no, I mean, we have all lost friends in this dangerous world, not least of which is Arcus. I'm sure you've lost people close to you as well. Might we be in a position do we have to fear this artist Simba? Might he just attack you on the spot?
I am hopeful that he will give me a second chance and not attack me on sight.
Well, I hope so too, but what if he does?
I actually don't know, Malcolm, with that timeline, but I'm going to say that happened a couple of years ago. I'm actually wiser and understand my actions now. And I would like to think that with time, Artisember may appreciate that. If he does attack me, I will try to make sure that he does not hold his ill feelings toward me to the rest of the party.
Let, 2 years ago, I think is fair. Just out of character. And she says, well, 2 years is a long time. I mean, I've lost people close to me, and sometimes it seems like yesterday, and sometimes it seems like forever ago. But I think, Karek, if it does come to blows, I will be by your side. I promise you that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. She gives you a curt nod. And that's marching eastward with Cora and the rest of them. And after, as I said, about an hour's travelling west, you've been following this muddy pathway. You've seen many of these muddy pathways through the swamp. Many of them just lead nowhere, but she obviously knows where she's going. And this muddy pathway emerges on a small rise. There's a half-mile wide of complex on this rise. And there's like a labyrinth, pools and channels going through this little village. And these waterways are teeming with small aquatic creatures and plants. You see reptiles, all around it, dinosaurs of various description, just herbivores just munching away. And there's this constant buzzing of insects around this village. You see several of these lobster folk. There's Eldani. They're harvesting various plants and fishes in these little paddies. And every so often that they stare at you and they almost retreat back into the shell. But Cora holds up a claw and kind of calms them down. And there's these little mini lobster folk. There's a little mini Eldani, and they're running around. And there's this kind of medium-sized dinosaur threatening to encroach on some of these paddy rice field type crops. And they're kind of throwing darts and rocks at him to try and scare it away. And the dinosaur's taking zero notice of it. But then they see you, these little lobster folk, and they immediately flee. They kind of duck down into the water in this marshy land, never to be seen again. And the large channel cuts right through the middle of this village. And as Cora indicated before, this village is very, very basic. Like there's some mud huts there, which are literally just mud, which has been baked somehow. Perhaps they got lucky during the hot sun. And you know that, given once again the way their anatomy works, this is probably the best they can do with their huts. There's kind of thatch all around this village as well to keep the most of it out. And Cora says, "Welcome to my village. Welcome to Nephropia. It is a pleasure to have you here. I believe, Anyoka, you wanted to make haste?"
Yes. No, stay long.
Well, come quickly. And she starts going through the center of the village, to presumably your house. And as you're approaching your house, some of the Eldani emerge from these mud huts, and they come up to you and they offer you trinkets. They come up to rock, and they hold you up this silver-looking necklace. It's obviously not silver because it's been badly oxidized, and you see little bits of green around this silvery necklace. But they're offering it to you, Rock. What do you do?
I either bow my head down for them to put it on over my head, or I, graciously accept it and say thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity.
They nod, and they just basically run back into the hut. And someone comes up to you, K2, with a bracelet made of wooden reeds. So very, very basic woven kind of bracelet.
Oh, wow, this is thinking, this is so nice. Thank you. I guess I'll hold out my wrist and seeing Rock accept a gift.
Okay. Okay, and then they put it on your wrist and once again dart back into their huts.
And Yoka, do you know the customs? Like, should we return a gift to them, or?
I was gonna trade something, but doesn't Yoka know?
Anoka knows that when they want people to go away and leave them alone, they first hide. If that doesn't work, they bribe, and if that doesn't work, they flee, and if that doesn't work, they fight.
Great. Yes. So these aren't really gifts. They're more like, get the hell out of our village. Okay.
So we're on step 2 now. Awesome. We've got a couple more steps.
It's not angry. Not angry. Take gift. Smile. We leave soon.
Cora raises her hand and as more people start coming and approaching and trying to offer similarly worthless trinkets to the rest of you. And Cora says, No, my friends. These are our friends. They're not our enemies. They have promised to help us with the Spinosaurus. So the gifts are not necessary, so leave them alone. And as you say Spinosaurus, he just looks each one of you in the eye and kind of gives a nod as if, conveying that, don't mention the Spinosaurus just yet. So no gifts. They've promised to help deal with the Spinosaurus problem for us, so just leave them be. And at that moment, seemingly from nowhere, a small Harangon appears onto the scene. Hey, Daniel.
Leopold, we thought we lost you, man. Maybe still.
Maybe still.
Sorry about that. I couldn't get the mute off. Hey there. I was driving and I watched the YouTube feed for the first half, so I'm kind of up on it. And any faux pas, I'll say Leopold has a low intelligence and he wasn't paying any attention. So just keep going on and I'll catch up.
Cool. Some guy, I don't know if I've told this story before, but some guy did something similar to that, but he was on a flight to Brazil, watching the stream and giving his input via chat, which was amazing. Okay, so they're offering you gifts, and Cora said, no, they will help us with the Spinosaurus. And she leads you into her hut, and once again, it's a very, very basic mud hut, made with these claw-like hands, and there's not even really benches for you to sit on or anything like that. There's piles of mud, I guess would be the best description for the furniture in here, but she offers you to sit down and seat. Thank you for meeting me. It is nice to know that there's people out there whose first course of action isn't our violence, and I simply must apologize for Kutu. Once again, it is not the way for my people. So once again, you have my thanks for trusting me, and just thank you. So thank you and apologizing for my less civil acquaintances.
Is apology accepted? I mean, it was nothing that you did, so really no apology necessary, I suppose. But
well, thank you. So you might have heard me saying out there we're being attacked by a Spinosaurus. Now, while that is true, that is really only half the story. I mean, if we happen to come across the Spinosaurus on our travels, then I'd appreciate your help in killing it. But quite frankly, this is my secondary objective. I don't know if you've heard the story of the Aldani, but we were once, like everybody else in Chult, going about our business, living our lives as humans. I notice only Salida in your group is humans, but we were humans once. But we were cursed to live like this. We were cursed because we overfished these waters. We took the lobsters, and we were so arrogant that we only ate the tail of the lobsters, the most succulent part. And we decimated this entire region till there wasn't a single lobster left. We hunted them to extinction. And the way the story goes is Abtao himself, not Abtao, yes, Abtao himself, took great offense at that, and he cursed us to become the very creature that we hunted to extinction, which is now. But I believe that I have found a solution that will end this curse, and it revolves around the
locked
very
up.
heart of Abtao.
Oh no.
Am I
Max
still
Headroom.
here?
Okay, good. It wasn't just me then.
Yeah, I think it's just him.
Oh.
Just me? Can you guys not hear me?
No, you froze for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah,
Keep talking.
like
Let's see how you sound.
right in the middle of my monologue.
Unfrozen caveman lawyer.
So in summary, if you didn't hear it, they overfished this river, killed all the lobsters. Abtao didn't like them, cursed them to look like the creature that they hunted to extinction. And she says, I believe I have a solution to this this generations old curse. And it does revolve around the heart of Abtao. So, I propose we travel together to the heart of Abtao. If you are willing, I will tell more of what I think will be the end of this. So my question to you, if you have trusted me this far, do you trust me once again to travel with you to the heart of Abtao? You have business there, I have business there.
Does this solution offend Uptow? Or is it an offering to him?
I think it would please Abtao greatly. I mean, I think if I do the thing that I've seen in my dreams and my prophecies, then the curse of the Eldani will be broken. These shells will fall from our bodies and we'll be human once again. And that won't happen unless Abtao approves of what I am trying to do.
Is it something that you could share with us, or?
Well, let me ask you a question first. What business do you have at the heart of Abtao?
Well, like you, we are also on a greater quest. Our secondary objective was Artemis. So I apologize to my group if they disapprove of me telling you this, but it is important for all of us. We are on a quest to find a cure for to break the death curse. That is our objective.
And going to the heart of Abtao will help you with this?
Well, we were told that this Artemis Cinder, that we mentioned earlier would be able to help us. So that is why we go there.
Okay, so you think Artis Simba is in the heart of Abtao, and you wish to go there. Well, as I said, I think our destinations align.
So we told you our primary mission. We understand what you're looking for, but I just want to make sure that we understand what you plan on doing there. So you said the thing, you're keeping this a secret.
Share dream.
Fair enough. I will share the dream that I had. As I mentioned, we were cursed to look this way because we overfished the rivers. We were greedy. We hunted the lobsters to extinction and were so arrogant that the very last lobster we ate, we just ate the tail once again, and we were cursed. So my thought is that we can bring the lobsters back to these rivers. That Uptow will see we've learned our lesson and break the curse. And in my vision, I saw 2 lobsters with shells as hard as iron. And they were swimming in a cavern that was covered in water that was as dark as, as red and as dark as blood. And my understanding, the only place that could be is not on the heart of Uptow itself, but in the waters beneath it. For whatever reason, this heart of Uptow is said to literally drip blood. Blood pours down from this massive earth moat in the sky, and little drips of blood from the heart of Uptow collects in the pool below this levitating rock. So I believe if I can get those lobsters, bring them back safely to here, and given time, given maybe a certain amount of inbreeding, the rivers will teem with the lobsters once again. That is my hope. So as you see, there's no violence. I do not need to attack anybody. I mean, there might be problems on the way, but that is not my intention. And Yoka, you're getting a good feeling about this. Peaceful, what she's suggesting anyway is a peaceful activity. She's not threatening she has to kill anybody. She just wants the lobsters there. So you're getting a good feeling about that.
These people normally friend. What about Spiky Lizard?
Well, we have lost 3 of our tribe to the Spinosaurus. To be honest, we haven't seen it for a couple of weeks. Maybe it's moved on. But it was at least a useful ruse to get you here. Because some people here, they side with Kutu's violent philosophy, and half of them side with me to maintain peaceful. They do not know about my prophecies and visions. I know for a fact no one would join me on this mission. Otherwise I would have done it before. So it's quite fortuitous that you came along. And I can hold my own if it came to blows. But that is not my first course of action. And I have some very limited spells as well, but I will do what I can.
You know, us non-humans need to stick together. I mean, I'm with you.
What is your name, friend?
Oh, didn't I introduce myself? I forget sometimes. I'm Leopold.
Leopold. Well, things are usually a bit glum around here. I mean, we know we can do better than living in mud, and I must say that you yourself, Leopold, are like a breath of fresh air. Your positivity, I can feel just radiating off you.
I'd like to, your buddy kind of hurt me a little bit. I'd like to take a little rest. I could play some music and lift the spirits of everybody if we don't mind taking a rest for just a short bit. That would be okay too.
Well, that I would like that very much. And I shoot slightways to Anyoka.
If we take an hour to rest, Cora, would you be ready to go after that?
I'm ready to go now. I believe it was Leopold who needed the rest, and maybe a song to lift spirits as well.
Yeah.
What happened to tribe if you gone?
I think life will continue on as normal. I mean, this is going to take us... Let me look at my map. This is going to take us... this is not a trivial... Maybe a 10-day there and a 10-day back. I hope the peace maintains there. Of course, you are no under obligation to return with me to my village here. I mean, I should be able to release the lobsters, not far from the heart of Uptown. And if that happens and the lobsters are done, then I feel it's almost my life mission has been done. But it's a 10-day. But to answer your question, what will happen to the village? I hope that my teachings will, at the very least, maintain the peace until we come back. Leopold, I believe you're going to play us a song.
Yeah, it's part of my everybody else. Part of the short rest. It's a song of rest, and he pulls out these bagpipes out of his little bag, and he starts inflating them, and he starts playing kind of a, I'm not sure if it's more of a somber song, probably a little bit, not too loud, just kind of peaceful and quiet while he rests himself. And I'll roll my hit dice here too again.
Cool.
7, 8, and he says, "This is
That's
the
awesome.
song.
Thanks, Leopold.
This is a song from my home tribe. My kids love it. My wife, not so much, but she's not here."
Oh, why you make sound of dying bird?
Well, let's see how indeed it does fit. The Song of Rest definitely works, but let's see how melodious you are, Leopold. Make me a performance check.
Coming up.
So it's definitely an above average rendition. It sounds quite pleasant. And as you're playing your bagpipes, Inyoka not liking it for some reason, you see some of the Aldani coming out from their huts. And they stop and listen to your song, Leopold. And you can swear you see some of them take a deep sigh, get a clawed hand, and move tears away from their eyes. And you get the impression that music hasn't been heard here in a very, very long time. Maybe some rudimentary drumming, but nothing even approaching. And this above average Leopold, they definitely appreciate Leopold. And one of them comes up to you and hands you this silver ring. It's very tarnished. It's covered in green oxidation. They kind of hand it to you, Leopold.
Well, Leopold will accept it, and he'll sniff it and say, "I can keep."
And without saying anything, they just nod and back away.
Yeah.
It was
He'll put it on.
one. Yeah, it was one of the person that was, perhaps affected more by the sound of music for the first time in a long time than others. As far as the mechanically go, it's just a ring.
No,
Little
still put it on.
tarnished. Yep, sure. So, but nothing mechanical. Okay, so short rest are taken. And you start on your way across Chult. Now we usually have Inyoka leading our way along the river, and but this time, Cora is leading very strongly. She knows these places like the back of your hand. And the first 2 days first day goes completely without incident, and you move a couple of squares and she dodges some areas that she knows a little bit out of the ordinary. And she occasionally there's some large wandering dinosaurs that come a little bit too close for comfort. They're herbivores, but that herbivores do nasty things like trample. Like random fact I learned while living in Uganda, the hippopotamus kills far more people than any other large mammal in Africa. Does anybody know why hippopotamuses kill far more than lions, leopards, all those type of things?
They're territorial, aren't they?
Yeah. And if you get between you, them, and the water, they trample you to death. So, very dangerous. So, but anyway, she leads you along the banks of the Aldani Basin. As I said, the first day goes completely without hitch. It's gone very well. And the second day, as well, relatively uneventful. Mostly because she knows her way around, dodging various bits and pieces. Go like this. Actually, she doesn't know where she's going, but she goes around. Oops! I moved the map.
Malcolm, while you're doing that,
There we go.
Leopold, how much hit points did we regain back? Is it 1? It was 1d6 for the song, right?
It's been a couple of days, so I'm gonna guess we're all healed up and everything back. Correct, Malcolm?
Yep, full hit points. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay, so she's skirting around the Aldani Basin. And as I said, the first few days all go without incident, and she leads you with confidence. Towards the end of the third day, let me just bring up your character sheets. So as you're walking through, skirting around the basin itself, she stops for a second and she says, Do you hear that? There's something unusual. It's almost as if the insects and the sounds around you have stopped and things go eerily silent for a second. Karak, Leopold, and Ruck, you look around and you don't know what the hell she's talking about. This is just weird. What's she talking about? But Inyoka and K2, with your passive perception of 15, you do notice something happening. And around you, drag you across to this map. Around you, you heard stories of, these places teeming with undead. And several creatures rise out of the water. They look completely and utterly water-soaked. And they kind of rise up. Only K2 and Inyoka are quick enough to notice this. But they are rising out of it, and actually that would be more there. So they rise out of the water around, just these rotted corpses, very Walking Dead-esque. And I could have you roll initiative if you'd be so kind.
What?
I'll use a luck point to redo the initiative.
Okay. Anybody? Her.
Okay, I did roll. Okay, good. I don't see it showing up on the turn order.
Who are we missing?
Yeah.
K2?
Did you click your token, Jeff?
I did. It shows in the yeah, it shows in the the chat window, but for some reason it didn't roll into the.
What
Oh, I
did you
see
roll?
it. I see it 0.
I said one.
Can you change it manually?
Okay, 7.1. I got you.
Thank you.
Okay. So as I said, these creatures just rise out of it, and they, some of you are surprised. We'll get there in just a second. There we go. We'll click on one of those. Okay, so the very first thing that happens, these creatures just emerge and go, "Roar." And you notice behind you, something else rises from the mud, a skeletal figure completely caked in mud, and it comes out of the surface and then pulls out a rotten short bow and looks at Carrick, pulls back onto the string and fires off an arrow straight at Carrick. You did not see this coming, but it misses you anyway. Just pings right next to you. Now, oops. this creature that was half rotting comes up to you, K2, and reaches out and tries to just grab you and pull you down with it. As it tries to dig its claws into you. Oh, and it rolls a natural 20. So take 11 points of slashing damage and make me a con saving throw.
Okay. 11 damage. On saving throw.
Okay, so you resist the worst of it. You feel your body tensing up, but you push off it. But it comes back at you with its nasty, rotten teeth and tries to drive those into you, but you dodge out of the way with that one, no problem. Okay. So that happens. You notice in the back another skeleton pulling out of the mud behind you. This one just has a short sword and it kind of stumbles half forward into the water, comes up to Carrick, but not close enough to attack him. Well, these undead rolled really well. That was a skeleton. Okay, this one lumbers towards you, Leopold. Its tongue lolling by its side. Brings out its claws, tries to dig it into your side, rolls a 12, it just clashes off your armor. Ooh, but then it goes for the throat and it grabs you right across the side of the throat and it's not letting go. As a
Do I have a reaction?
Yeah, you do. You've seen them coming now. You're a bit flat-footed, but you do have a reaction.
Okay, hold on, let me put up the spell. Come on, D&D Beyond, work with me. Disadvantage on the attack roll, and I get to choose who gets advantage. I'll get myself advantage. So roll another D.
Okay, must re-roll another d20. So there was an actual 20. Ha
Can I use luck on top of that to make you re-roll that again?
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you use luck this time, but you can only use a re-roll once per turn. So otherwise,
You know
it's
what?
like inspiration, luck, it kind of gets a bit silly these two ones stacking up.
Well, let's not do it then. No, it's no problem. Natural 20. I'm good.
Okay, so gets into your throat and you take 17 points of damage.
Oh, wow. That was a hard hit.
It was. This ghoul comes up to you as well, K2. Does the same thing, tries to claw into you. I believe that will miss K2, the armor class of 19. Goes through your throat as well, and this time it gets a chunk of your throat once again. And you take 11 points of piercing damage. Not a critical hit. Yep.
Oh, I would like to shield that then.
So it's a 21. So, oh yeah, shield will absolutely do that. Yeah, so your shimmering shield goes off, and the guy tries to go for your throat, but it doesn't as your shield erupts around you. Okay. Absolutely.
I need that.
As you're worried about this, another skeleton emerges from the muck. Blah. Lumbers over to Carrick, but doesn't yet get to attack you. My goodness, these are the best rolling undead I've ever seen. Finally, from up the river, another creature appears, significantly different to the other ones in form. And it starts... What's its movement speed? And it starts lumbering towards you. Comes up to you, let me think. And as this creature approaches you, Carrick, you can just hear the absolute disgusting filth coming off this creature. And it's all you can do to avoid a gagging. But it doesn't get close enough to attack you. Finally, K2 can have a turn.
Ooh. All right. Well, it's an oldie but a goodie. I'm going to go ahead and raise my shield / holy symbol and cast the Twilight Sanctuary
Okay.
as my action. So let's see, that puts a I'll just do this. What was it? 30-foot radius.
Yep.
I like white. Boop. So let's start with that, and then I'm going to use a bonus action to cast. What is it? Spiritual Hammer,
Okay, nice.
and I will attack. I'll attack the one that's right below me.
Okay, let me get you a hammer first. You can move around. That looks like a cool hammer to me. Just
All right.
control over that. K2. There you go, so you should be able to move that hammer around.
All right.
Which one are you taking? The one to the north?
The one to the south, right
Oh,
below me.
there's not one to the north. Okay, 22
Gotta
absolutely
get you,
hits.
Rock. Okay,
And-
11 force damage then.
You just clonk this creature around it, and it caves in this little bit of a head. Turns out its brain is not its most valuable ally. And you're gonna stay where you are.
I will do that.
Another
Oh.
skeleton
Ooh.
emerges.
Oh. Plus
2,
3.
3. Comes up. I'll say it gets to there. It's as far as he can get. Cora says, these things, they're the most unholy. They're an abomination upon to Uptow. They must be defeated. And she is going to dash or scoot around to here, avoiding opportunities of attack. She screams out, Uptow! Uptow! Hear my cause! Defeat these creatures! And she comes down and she punches her claws together. And a huge thunderous wave echoes around there. And these two creatures must make their constitution saving throws. 2 con saves. Ah, my goodness, they both passed. These are elite warriors. Successful save. It's half of 2d8. So they both take 3 points of damage. Uptow, hear my pleas! I was hoping for better than that! Leopold, as you're wondering what the hell to do, still a bit flat-footed. You look behind you.
Point of order, real quick though.
Yep.
She gets temporary hit points for the thing K2 point out.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect, yes,
And
he does.
does Leopold get him too, even though he doesn't
Yes.
act on his turn?
Yes. You can have
What do I get, K2?
Well, I rolled 9, so, whose turn was first? Was,
Hers.
Oh, okay, I guess she got it.
So she'll get
I rolled
9.
9 for you. Awesome.
Still pretty good.
Thank you.
Okay, so what was I saying? Another skeleton emerges and starts lurking towards Cora. And he'll actually get there in time to attack with a short sword. Slashes at her. Ooh, and those temporary hit points immediately get soaked up as she takes 8 points of damage. Goes, ah! Leopold, look around. Shit, what do I do? What do I do? You don't know what to do. You're surprised. This creature down at the bottom lumbers up to Anilka, its tongue hanging out. Tries to rake you, pin you down with its claws. You definitely jump out the way. Comes out with a bite, trying the same attack, trying to go for your neck to rip out your vocal cords. Doesn't work though, you dodge. Anilka, you're fully alert. What do you do?
All right. So we will start here.
Oh, no.
And what's
Swing
the
and a miss.
start?
That one. So your Quilla just swings wide, surprised by these creatures appearing, but then you punch this thing and you turn the favor and cave in its trick here a bit. Is that your turn, Anyoka?
Yep, that's it.
9 temp for Anilka.
Nice.
Rolling well.
Carrick, you look around, panicking a little bit. Wasn't expecting this. You're flat-footed.
I know. It's like, what? Hey, I have a request. I don't know if anybody else. It doesn't look like I could leave your guys' sound up and then tune down the sound effects, but the sound effects are overpowering for me. It's hard to
Yeah,
hear.
you just do a right click on it, and there's the volume control.
So in Discord, right click on Sirenscape. You see a user volume. Drag that down.
Thank you. That worked. I have the same issue, Jeff.
Okay, cool. All right. I feel like the old guy. It's like, what? You can't hear. Okay, cool. Thank you. I was like, oh, well, I like the sound effects, or just whatever. Okay, I'm going to use my channel divinity, and I'm going to use the abjure enemy to, I don't know what the heck that thing is, but
No,
this
you're not.
guy
You're
looks mean.
surprised.
Oh, I can't do anything?
Can't do anything. No. So, but now Arak.
But you,
Yunok and K2, yes, so we're good.
I don't think we
Okay.
got Salida in the turn order.
Oh, Salida. So many initiatives. Get it together. I'll just have her turn now, regardless of what she rolls.
and Carrick, you do get 5 temp though,
Okay.
and
Yeah, get something.
and
That's cool.
Brock, you had a turn too that you couldn't do.
No, I think Malcolm. I think he
Oh,
said
you
I
were
was
surprised, right?
You
But
had
you
a
still
turn.
get 7.
But you still
You
get,
still
the
get
two
7
points.
temp. Yeah.
So, Salida, seeing K2 taking out this one, she's going to come rushing forward with her scimitars. She slashes once, slashes twice, and she hits both times. And she cuts the ghoul clean in half. And as it falls to the ground, she says, K2, we got this. If we work together, we can defeat these creatures.
Now you're talking.
The one next to Carrick up the top here is going to bring out a short sword. Slash across Carrick. It misses Carrick. I've got 2 next to you. And the second one swings its short sword as well. This one clanging off your armor. No good. This ghoul is dead. The ghoul next to you, Leopold, is going to try the same thing again. Try and stick its claws into you. Ooh, what was it, 21? Which I believe will hit.
I will use Silver Bards again.
Okay, let's re-roll that. So it's a 13 plus 2. So there's a 15 hit.
17 AC. Rock, you have advantage on your next attack.
Okay, so we'll put a plus on.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so that's what the ghoul will do. Okay, but then it can try and bite you as well. Yep, it's going to try and go
Natural
for the
20.
throat again.
Natural 20, right?
60. So miss. Okay. That was, and the one next to K2 will do the same thing. Claws try and paralyze you. That misses horribly. And the bite misses even more. It's worse than the natural one. Skeleton going for Carrick. Swings the short sword, whoosh, and that connects Carrick for 8 points of piercing damage. That was his maximum roll. It was his maximum roll. Okay. This creature, which hasn't actually gone yet. It will look at Carrot. And digs its claws into you. Rolling a 10, so the claws miss. Goes for the throat, and the throat misses as well. Sleater says, K2, let's take out this one. I don't like these creatures. Skeletons I can handle, but these I cannot. She swings her scimitar twice. Ooh, misses both times. Over to you, K2.
All right. I'm gonna unsheath my sword and try to hit it with a, I guess just a booming blade then.
That's a booming blade.
So just so for 16 hits, it takes 9, and I didn't do this right. So let me try this
That's
one
it.
more time. So it would take 3 points if it moved.
Okay, so it takes 9 points now. Is that right?
Yes, it takes 9 points now, and then I will try to clobber it with my
spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Try that again.
That does it.
9 more.
So the creature is taking a pounding from your sword. It's shaking slightly as it is about to explode. Oops. But it is still up. Okay, there we go. But it survived from that. Don't worry, K2. I'll get it next time. We've got this battle. It's a bad start, but it's good as a scimitar comes up while Selita is monologuing, saying her soliloquy, and tries to stab her in the back with a short sword, and...
Watch your back,
Yes!
Selita!
What are you talking about? Ah! She gets stabbed in the back. She's surrounded by a skeleton. Cora says, "Oh, they've lined up perfectly for me. Let me try this again." She says, "Uptow, guide my blows!" And she booms, pounds her claws into this. All the skeletons around her need to make constitution saving throws. This time one of them succeeds, so we'll take half of this. This one will say takes 5. These two take 9. This thunderous energy just erupts from her. So much so that these skeletons are looking very rough and they get scattered back. And one comes and thumps into next to you right before coming to a stop. Skeleton will attack Cora. She's casting a spell. He's looking for the opportunity and hits Cora again. No! Up tower, protect me! Leopold, finally, back in the turn order. What do you do?
How high is this up here? Is this like the 10 feet like the first map, basically the same kind of thing?
10 feet to there, 20 feet to there.
Okay. I'll use my bonus action hop and jump up there so I don't no opportunity attacks on that guy.
Okay.
And then he'll go over to here and he'll throw a boomerang at this guy right here.
Is Silvery Bard still in effect, or does it end at the end of your turn?
Next attack, as
Next
far
attack.
as I can read.
Okay,
I can
cool.
make
We'll
sure.
go with that.
The next attack roll ability check or saving throw. So
Okay, cool.
I will throw my boomerang right now. Hold on a second.
Advantage, of course.
First, my boomerang is not on this character sheet for some reason. That's weird. So let me just I'll attack it with the club before I jump, so I don't have to. I'll figure out the boomerang in a second.
Okay, so attack it with a club. So that's an 18, then 18 hits. 5 budget.
So I'm 5 movement to here. If I climb up here, it would take 20 movement from me, so I can go right to there. And these guys shouldn't be able to see me over all this stuff, all these zombies, the skeletons, right?
You can certainly think that. I'm not going to give you the... Oh, I tell you, you don't have line of sight on the skeleton, so you figure they don't have line of sight on you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. If I can't see them, I'd assume that. And then I'll move like 20 feet up to there, so way out of range of everybody. I hope. And that's it for me.
Okay, cool. So bouncing. The ghoul right next to Anyoka raked its hand across your chest and... Ooh, that's another natural 20. Anyoka, take 9 points of damage and make me a Constitution saving throw. 9 points of damage and a constant. You feel your body going rigid and you take one knee into the wall, but then, Nyoka's stronger than that and you resist the effect. As you're regaining the feet, it jumps for your throat, but you're too quick and you just swat it away. And Nyoka. These have low armor class, but not that low in Nyoka.
Yes.
Rolled terribly so far. A 15 does hit though as you continue to punch at its trachea and it continues to...
That's it.
Ooh. You get 4 temp back. Yoka.
Can you roll for me too, just to see if I can get higher than 7?
I did. Yeah, I got a 7 again.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you.
Yeah.
As you're feeling you're getting some sort of progress on these creatures, you hear a sound to the south. And you notice some zombies start appearing from the water. That's all they do. They just appear. But they are now in the initiative order. And let's see, Nyoka, you had your turn. So this would be Carrick. Now before you tell me what you're going to do, Carrick. Completely lost me. There you go. Carrick, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Con save.
Yeah.
No, I did it. I don't. That's weird. It shows dice rolling on my character sheet.
Yeah, I can see it in the D&D Beyond chat, and I see that you're
Oh,
on
you can.
7. Right?
Got it. Okay. It didn't show
7.
up on the other thing.
A 7, unfortunately, is not good enough. And remember how I said how this creature absolutely stank? It stinks so much that you start gagging. Trying to spit out this food. And you are poisoned, so all your attacks will be at disadvantage, Carrick.
Eric, on D&D Beyond, there's a Beyond 20 button right above Wisdom. If you click on that, you might have Whisper rolls turned on, which might be why you're not showing up. But that also fixes my advantage and all the other problems that I was having. On that, it says Beyond 20. If you click on it, you can change settings. Just it might help you.
All right, I'll have to look for that. Okay. So, do I lose my action then as a result of?
Just
nope.
you're gagging on this creature, you're under the poison
Okay.
condition. That's it. So it attacks at disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So this is. Say that. Okay. So I think I can use my channel divinity, abjure the enemy, still.
Yep.
So with that, I think this thing's undead. If this thing's undead, it has a disadvantage on the save.
Which thing? This thing with a weird tongue?
Yes, that thing.
What's the save? It is undead. What's the save?
It's 13.
Wisdom.
Oh, sorry, wisdom. Yes.
So at disadvantage, it rolls a 9. So this enemy is adjured. It's kind of like hex. I'll put a hex symbol on it. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Can I climb up out of harm's way like Leopold did?
You could try. This cliff up here is 20 feet high. This one is
Oh,
10
I thought that
feet
was a
high.
place where you said it was 10. You said this part's
This is
10?
10. This part's 10.
Okay. So I'm
You could
assuming
try.
this one's going
Leopold
to get
could do it
a
automatically because he's bouncy. You might not make
Yeah.
it
Easter bunny. All right, so I'm gonna assume the one that I just did the abjure enemy. I'm assuming he's not gonna be able to attack me. This one's gonna get an opportunity attack. Is it right?
though. Why won't he be able to attack you?
Oh, I guess it's just movement. You're right.
I thought it might be
Okay,
the
so
abjure
he
enemy
just-
might stop him from doing that.
I think it was just movement that he can't move basically since he failed to save. So all right, I'm going to move over to here, and after they get their attack on me, I will try to climb up the 10 feet.
Okay, let's just make sure for the abjure enemy. Let me just bring it up. Okay, so there's a description. Speak a prayer.
It looks like it's just movement.
And Father, the
It's
creatures.
right.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it will still get an attack of opportunity, but you're right, it's stuck there. So its movement is 0, but that doesn't mean it can't attack you. It's
Okay.
going to try and rack across your back as you move. It rolls a 9, so that's going to miss easily. The
Great.
skeleton is going to wield its short sword, and it's going to roll a 13. So regardless, you dodge both attacks of opportunity. You are feeling like shit, Carrick, because of this poison
Yeah.
position. You can make me an athletics check, but it's going to be